Hi, my name is Jeff Prentice, and I want to talk a little bit about picking your battles, thinking strategically on producing compositions for a color course. Uh, when in doubt, if you don't have a long list of things that you've been wanting to do for a long time, compositions you've been wanting to create, and you want to get some basic exercises done, I would look at artists that have worked in color field like Mark Rothko. You can see any one of these designs, a basic geometry with some texture, and they could be very easily manipulated color-wise. This is another one of my favorite artists, Peter Halley. And again, look at his composition. He calls these modules or units, and you can see they kind of resemble conduits coming into living structures. But look at the basic geometry, the geometric kind of nature of this. Again, very easily colorized. And you wouldn't want to copy these artists, but you could definitely look and see what they're doing and imitate them without copying them. Let's take a look at another one. This is from my own website, a collection of images that I keep that I've archived. Here's Sean Scully, and again, you can see now these are paintings, so they're going to have a lot more texture and things happening to make them interesting. But you can see the use of line, shape, scale, large, medium, small shapes, and it really gives you a vehicle to start playing with color. Here's a piece by Stan Gregory. You can see too in this course that what we'll be doing are doing some exercises to understand how color works. So you might do the same composition and then colorize it with different kinds of schemes. And this is a perfect example of what that would look like. And you can really get an idea then of how color and tweaking some of the design elements will completely change the way a piece is interpreted. So I'm going to go in here to Photoshop just to give you an example of how you might start on something like this. So I am going to use the rectangle tool, and I'm going to create a number of rectangles, and I'm going to colorize these later on. Let me just do something that's fairly simple here. I would want to make sure my margins were the same or different depending on what I wanted to convey. But here's an example similar to kind of some of the ones we've been looking at. I would want my edges to line up and make sure this looked like it was very carefully crafted. But once I've got this put together, then I can click over here on my layers, and let's say this was an exercise in warms. Okay, these are all vector shapes, so I can click on the mask there, or not the mask, but the color. And let's say we were going to do something that had to do with warms. I'm going to select my red, and you can see on my color picker I'm going down either into values or over into tints, and I can start playing with combinations of tints and tones. Already did that one. Yeah, so actually, let's see, I wanted to change that one. You can see here that if I was going to present this as a composition in warms, I could talk about contrast and blacks, desaturated colors, more saturated colors, tints, tones, and shades. Now, it would be very easy for me then also to duplicate this. I could do an image duplicate. Okay. And on this one, I might be able to then, if I was going to do a color study in compare warms and cools, I could go through here, and again, I could, let me get my blues together there. I could start talking about saturated, tones, or shades, I'm sorry. Tones are going to be in the gray area here. And I might leave some of these warmer colors there. So that would be a way to do two of the same composition with two different color schemes.